What if I told you that there's a woman who was assaulted and then she's getting away from the assault to only be assaulted by a police officer while leaving that assault? Let me show you the video.
H.
He got it on.
You see, stuff like this really pisses me off. This woman was just victimized and then victimized again by a cop. Her name is Chantel Arnold. This was a sheriff deputy at the Jefferson Parish in Louisiana. This was caught on video by someone who just happened to be around. Notice that it did not seem right. Let's put up a picture of this young lady who was assaulted twice. There she is. Disheveled and covered in dirt, Miss Arnold stumbled down the road towards her home when an unidentified Jefferson Parish Sheriff Office deputy rolled up beside her in his patrol car. He sees that something is wrong. She's been assaulted. In the transcript of her interview with Internal Affairs, Arnold says, "I'm on my way home. I ain't make it all the way to the block. The police came out of nowhere swarming, getting me like, 'Come here.' I'm like, 'What's going on? I just got beat up by 2 children.'" She's talking about 2 teens that jumped her. "And what are y'all doing?" Arnold said the deputy demanded that she stop and talk to him. Remember, she's a victim here. She's a victim of a crime. She told him she had just been assaulted. She tells him, "A crime happened to me." Wanted to go home and continue walking. According to Arnold's uncle, Tony Gibbons, the officer jumped out of his vehicle, grabbed Arnold, and threw her to the ground unprovoked. Arnold told the NOLA that her altercation with the deputy left her with several bruises and scratches, a busted lip, and recurrent headaches. She was not charged with a crime afterward, charged with nothing. In a statement, Louisiana's ACLU said the video was another testament to how often the sheriff's department targets and brutalizes innocent, unarmed members of the Black community. That deputy is now under investigation by the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office for his actions on September 20th. They're playing that game they play. We're not releasing information until the conclusion of the investigation, blah, blah, blah. They don't want to give us pictures and names. So we have a game we play as well over here at Indisputable. We put up the boss. So if you don't tell us who they are, we put up the boss. So here's the sheriff, here's his boss, Joseph Lopinto III. That is the sheriff of Jefferson Parish. Okay, he's the person in charge. Buck stops with him. And until we have another picture, that's the guy you should remember. All right? Michael seems really insane that a victim of a crime would get thrown around by her head, her hair, would be physically assaulted by a cop after she told the cop, "I was just physically assaulted." She does have a right to continue to go home. She does not have to be forced to press charges. God knows I wish she would have, but she does not, she should not be assaulted criminally by a cop because she's already in an extreme emotional state, just trying to get home.
I mean, there's not much to add to what you're saying and what we just saw. One thing, coming out of the Karen conversation, right? You'd think, oh God, if we just didn't have cameras, if we didn't have these things, these people couldn't get those moments of self-sought fame and get the attention that the Karens get. then you see a story like this and you say, thank goodness we have cameras, because starting with Rodney King, at the advent of videoing these incidents, imagine, I mean, you don't have to imagine, and in your community, it's gone on for centuries, really. Yeah. That knowing that this has been going on, and now we can document it, and now we can go after the people that work for Joe Lopinto and the people that are doing these things to other innocent people, and that's the benefit of having these cameras. So I wouldn't trade it for a thing.
Dr. King had a strategy. I teach Dr. King as a social agent at the university. It's one of my favorite classes to teach. And when you analyze the strategy of Dr. King, he knew that it was important to expose the behavior publicly. And he made sure that when he engaged in civil protest, civil disobedience, cameras were there. Because the cameras provide reflection. It provides a reflection for the soul of the nation. Now, you could try to cover up who you really are. You can put on a nice tie, you can put on a nice position, and you can speak like you want to speak. You can make the presentation, and that presentation may work for you. But when it is exposed publicly, what you're actually hiding, that's when things start changing. And I'm thankful that we have the smartphones in the world, because they have been the unsung heroes of many of these instances where corruption and brutality and even murder has been exposed. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a powerful or not, but and going off, and this, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but the images of Birmingham with the dogs. Yep. That was, it wasn't obviously choreographed. It was important to have those photographers there, because internationally, it was in the International Herald Tribune, and it got people so upset outside the country that the pressure that then came on the US government from afar was what caused a lot of the reaction to what happened in the South. So photographs do a lot of good.